Hey y'all, welcome back to the cookie jar. Today we're doing the second cookie recipe from the sugar cookie murder. They are the Christmas sugar cookies. So we want this page as well as this page. These are the kind of cookies that you roll out and you use cookie cutters. So you're not always gonna have the same amount depending on the thickness you roll it out to and the size of the cookie cutters you use. Obviously you're gonna have different amounts for everything. It does seem like you're gonna get a lot out of it though. And it also has an icing recipe in the back. So what you're gonna need is 1.5 cups of melted butter, 3 sticks, 3/4 pound, 2 cups white granulated sugar, 4 beaten eggs, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1.5 teaspoons of salt, 1 teaspoon flavor extract, lemon, almond, vanilla, orange, rum, whatever. I personally am using vanilla just to get the base of the cookie recipe. 5 cups flour, no need to sift. And then you're gonna mix the melted butter with the sugar, let it cool down, add everything else. Pretty much add the flour in 1 cup increments, refrigerate for at least 2 hours. Overnight is fine too. And then you preheat the oven, you roll out the dough in 4 parts, use cookie cutters dipped in flour, ungreased cookie sheets. This is pretty uncommon for this series so far, is ungreased cookie sheets. I came up with the cookie recipe and Lisa did the frosting. So, it does add, if you want to use colored sugar or sprinkles to decorate, put it on now before baking. Or if you'd rather frost the cookies, wait until they're baked and cool. For the icing, you're going to use 2 cups sifted confectioner sugar, powdered sugar, a pinch of salt, half a teaspoon of vanilla or other flavoring, and 1/4 cup of cream. So, you pretty much just mix it all up, adding more cream if it's too thick and more sugar if it's too thin. It says if you'd like to frost the cookies in different colors, divide the icing and put it in several bowls. Add drops of the desired food coloring to each bowl. Use a frosting knife or a brush to paint the cookies you baked. I don't know if I'm gonna frost all of them. I might leave one plain just to see the difference. But everything is all laid out in the kitchen. Let's get in there and get started. This is everything we're going to need for the cookies and the frosting. We have our 3 sticks of melted butter. To this, we're adding the 2 cups of white sugar. And we're gonna get those all mixed up. Now this is supposed to cool off, but it's already pretty cold, so we're gonna add in the 4 eggs. Just add in the eggs as well as the 4 beaten eggs, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1.5 teaspoons of salt, and 1 teaspoon of your flavor. Get that mixed up. Lastly, we have the flour. The 5 cups of flour, it wants added in 1 cup increments. So now we've got it covered up. Sort of, maybe, if I can plastic wrap to agree. There we go. And now it sits in the fridge for 2 hours. So I will see you in 2 hours. Bye. So now that we have reached 2 hours, we need to work with the dough in sets of 4. So we have a 4th section. And we have a floured mat. It says to roll it out to 1/8 inch thick and then dip the cookie cutters in flour and put the dough on the ungreased cookie sheets. I'm just going to use the same kind of cutter, this little round one, to try to get it about the same amount of every cookie. And they're going on ungreased sheets. here's the first tray. So I finished cutting them out. There are 71 cookies in total that we got, plus this here. They are gonna go in the 375 oven for 8 to 10 minutes, and they're gonna cool, and we'll make the icing. So here are all of the cookies that have been baked. Okay, so here is 2 cups of powdered sugar, a 1/4 cup of the cream, a pinch of salt, and a teaspoon of vanilla, half a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And just mix that together to make the frosting. Now it does say you can separate this into different bowls to make colors. To me, this does not seem like enough liquid, and it does say if it's too thick you can add more cream, which I think we're gonna have to do because I can't even really mix this. Just keep adding a little bit at a time. So here's what they all look like once they've been frosted. All but one done. So here is a close-up. You'll notice the edging, if you will, that they held their shape pretty well, considering they still have that edge on them. The outside is crispy, but overall, it is a good little cookie. I think it would make great little cutouts. It's exactly what it says it is. It's a good recipe to make Christmas cookies with that you can stamp out. Next week, we'll be moving on to the next recipe, which is the Heavenly Tea Cookies, which I have no idea what those are. I've never even really heard of a tea cookie. When I hear the tea cookie thing, it makes me think of those little wedding cookies, which I don't think these are anything like that from the description of the ingredients. So if you are interested in finding out what those are, join me next week on the Cookie Jar. I hope you lovies have a good week. Bye, guys.